to Pump House with Jonathan and Ashley.
It's the booze edition.
It's also day 167.
It's not really the booze edition.
Hey, cheers.
It's just the bottle edition.
Today we are going to be filling in some space, and in order to do less cob, we are going to be shoving bottles in this pump house.
You remember, like, several days ago when we talked about how we were going to need to cob this, and I said, we should put bottles in there, and you were like, no!
Well,
and then today
I don't
you
want
were
to,
like,
cut them.
Yeah, I know. But then today you're like, hey, let's put bottles in it.
Well, it's because that will require us to make way less cob.
It's true. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to do
It's
that.
not like we need to let any light into it, so we're not cutting them,
It's strictly to take up space. And we have a ton of bottles, so might as well use them.
We do. So, yeah, it's been a while since we made cob, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How do we make cob? Do you remember?
Sand, clay, straw.
Okay.
Mix it up, stuff it in.
So we've got all these little sort of cracks we need to fill in around the edge, and then we got a huge section in the middle that we got to fill.
Ready?
But this will help it go faster.
Uh-huh. You know what else would help it go faster?
What?
Is if we just stop talking and do And now it's time for a segment we like to call Frequently Asked Questions with Jonathan and Ashley.
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ashley.
And we're here to answer some of your questions.
The internet has asked several questions.
Okay, let's answer them.
We will do our best. Question number 1. Why didn't you just make a hinge top for the pump house?
There's a few reasons. The first is that there is a roof above it. And so if we hinged, we would hit that roof. Also, it's so big, even with like gas assists and everything, like I don't know how you would even keep it up without having some sort of like pole.
Plus, there's the curve of the wall. If it was to come this way, it would scratch the side of the wall.
There would still have to be a permanent part, and then you have a hinge that's going to leak, and it got real complicated.
We thought about this.
Yeah, and also, you know, some people are like, well, why don't you just make it good enough? Well, there's going to be electrical components inside, so we don't want it to get wet.
Yeah.
Water and electricity don't mix.
It's a good life lesson.
Thanks.
Question number 2. Why didn't you make it with a door so you can walk inside?
Well, the original goal was to make it small, and somehow it ended up big. So, yeah, I think what we decided was that if we make another earthbag pump house, we will make it tall enough for a door. But in this case, the roof was still in the way, and we couldn't have really made it tall enough anyway to put an actual door in without making a custom door. Listen, it's complicated, okay? Just trust us. It was complicated.
Okay. Question number 3. Won't the removable panels just fly off in the wind? First of all, they're very heavy.
Yeah.
Second of all, they're going to have latches.
Yeah, they'll be locked down. Don't worry. We definitely thought about the wind.
Question number 4. Pump house is on the north side. How will solar panels work back there when it's in the shade?
The solar panel will not be on the roof of the pump house. It will be on the chicken garden roof, which, to be fair, is also slanted to the north. So we're going to have to devise a way to tilt it to the south.
Devise. I like
yes.
it when you use big words.
And we already have experience with this because of the Airstream. So we're actually going to be using some Airstream parts to do this.
Hey, babe.
You like it when I say devise? Let's devise the next question.
Does that work that way?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Question number 5. Were you to build this pump house again, would you do it differently?
That is a good question. So here's the original thought process, right? This was supposed to be a very small pump house. It's on the north side of the building.
Small enough, but able to get in.
Right.
Able to be able to.
Able to be able to. So my initial thing is that since it's on the north side, it's never going to see sun in the winter, and so we were a little worried about stuff freezing inside there. So that is why we went ahead and built with earth bags this time instead of just like a wooden frame, right? We wanted like more thermal mass, more thermal insulation. But it made it so big that the roof got a little complicated. So if we were to do it again, you had a really good idea. Why don't you explain?
I think if we were to do it again, we would build a little room off the back wall.
Like when we were building the actual walls of the chicken garden, we would have added the pump house on the back.
That way our roof could have extended bigger, so we would have had a lot more catchment space to fill up that tank.
Well, a little bit more.
And we could have just walked in.
Yeah, we could have built a door into it. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Why didn't we do that?
I just thought of it.
Yeah.
This is why we take our time and talk about things, because as we talk about things, we're like, oh, we could have done it this way.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And we could have built it smaller like we did the other one. It's just that we wanted this one to be a little more accessible because the one we have now, it's really hard to get down into. Like if I had to replace any hoses or anything, it would be real tricky. Real tricky. So anyway.
Right, that's it.
Did we figure it out?
We answered all the questions.
Okay.
And I think it's time that we get back to the build.
Sounds good to me.
You have me, and I have you. That's enough to paint lonesome black and blue. Yeah, I have you, have me. That puts a bow up in the sky, tells the rain to cease. We've had up and we've had down. We've had warm nights, we've gone round and round. What I know, this much is true. There ain't a color in the rainbow that shines like you. So let's carve our names into this tree, and then lay beneath the beauty of her leaves. Will the birds and the bees seem to agree that we're strong as the maple and twice as sweet? We've had ups and we've had downs. We've had warm nights, we've gone round and round. What I know, this much is true. There ain't a tree with any leaf that roots me like you.
Done.
Cob has been accomplished. Everything is kind of sealed up for the most part, other than the roof, obviously.
Sure.
But we've filled in all the big holes, so we can't have critters getting in there right now.
Good, because I don't want critters to get in there.
I don't either.
No. So we still have lots of other bits to do here, but we have other things to do today.
Yeah, today's a busy day.
And also, this really needs to dry before we do anything else.
Yeah, it does before we go over it with that base coat. So the next step will probably be the chinking and the base coat of plaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I mean, at some point we can also.
hook up stuff.
I mean, we can mount the solar panel on the roof. Like, there's other little things we can do.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll see you then.